Hey guys, now welcome back to our classes. So dear friends, we are just revising our module number 3 within 1 hour. Okay, we will revise descriptive question or important question or star question within 1 hour, or you can refer this video one day before examination. Chalo, aajao. Starting from chapter number 2. Okay, question number 1. What are the guidelines for monetizing the product? So first guideline is emphasizing the customer experience. Second one long term thinking process. Third one is creative in approach. First one is emphasizing the customer experience, long term thinking process, long term thinking process. Third one is creative in approach, creative in approach. Now what are the different ways of monetizing? You can just refer for MCQ purpose. First one is commercializing the existing technology. You can commercialize the existing technology, or you can go with a subscription ka model. Third one is commercial partnership, and fourth one is bundling of a product. Okay, in regular class or exam oriented batch I have already explained you everything. Now we are just revising the head point only. Okay, so what is bootstrapping? Bootstrapping means to start a business out of one's own finance. Okay, or companies or entrepreneurship who start these do not take help from other outsiders business to provide the money. Simple, you have to write two lines. First one is they can start their business with their own finance, or second thing, they do not take help from the outsiders, or they do not take a loan from a bank, or they do not take investment from the angel investor or venture capitalist. Simple. Okay, for MCQ purpose you have to learn this phrase, to pull oneself up by the one's bootstrap. Means means bootstrapping is an impossible task. Simple. Okay, now features of bootstrapping. First one is entrepreneur who bootstrap, do not have any outside investment. Simple, who start with their own money, they don't have any outside investment. Okay, they rely on personal saving or personal debt. Okay, bootstrapping allows flexibility in early growth phase. They allows flexibility in early growth phase. Fourth one, entrepreneurs may face cash flow issue due to bootstrapping because they don't have a fund. Simple. Now our next question, advantages of bootstrapping. Means the owner maintain the complete control of the company. Means control mera, control. Owner maintain the complete control of the company. Simple. Okay, relying on the existing resources without any loan. Okay, simple. They doesn't have any kind of loan. They will survive on their own money. Simple. Third one, managing money, carefully managing money from the outside, create the smart spending habits. Simple, if they are spending their money, then they will have a smart spending habits. Okay, simple. Now fourth one, entrepreneur get the wealth of experience while risking his own money. They will get a wealth of experience while risking their own money. Okay, now fifth one, the bootstrapper reserves all the rights for all the development and idea. Okay, sixth one, the lack of initial funding makes entrepreneur look for an unusual way to solve the problem. Fifth, last one, providing value to the people. Simple. There are 7 advantages for bootstrapping. First one is owner maintain the complete control of the company. First one. Second one, they rely on existing resources without having any kind of loan. Third one, create smart spending habits. Fourth one, entrepreneurs get a wealth of experience while risking his own money. Fifth one, they reserve all the rights for all the developments as well as the ideas. Sixth one, the lack of initial funding makes an entrepreneur to look for an unusual way to solve the problem. Means they will solve an unusual problems. Last one, they will provide the value to the people or value to the business. Okay, or value to customer. Simple. Now what are the disadvantages of bootstrapping? Business growth may be limited due to lack of fund. Okay, or entrepreneurs may assume all the financial risk by not sharing the burden with the outside investors. Means they have to take the whole burden on their own. Simple. Attraction of large investment and fully implementing own idea can be extremely hard. Okay, now fourth one, the ability to handle the stressful situation is regularly checked when unexpected problem arises. There may be a stressful situation for entrepreneurs. Simple, there are 4 disadvantages. Now what are the stages of bootstrapping? First stage is beginners stage, second one is customer funded stage, and third one is credit stage. At beginners stage, they can take money from parents, family, relative, or they can start with their own saving. Customer funded means they will take an advance from the customer and then they start the manufacturing or production. And at credit stage, they can take loan or they can take investment from the venture capitalist. Okay, why do people choose bootstrapping? Or next question, because they have a lack of experience in formulating the business plan, because they have lack of skills in promotion, they do not want to raise fund from the financing. Okay, they don't know how to raise fund from other parties. Simple, they do not want to share the income or profit with the investors. They do not want to spend time in searching for the investor. Okay, simple. So we have 5 points to learn ki bhai, why do people choose bootstrapping, why we are starting with our own fund. So you have to learn the 5 points ki lack of experience in formulating the business plan, lack of skill for product promotion, do not want to raise fund from financing. Okay, sorry, do not know how to raise fund, or do not want to share the income with the investor, or do not spend time in searching for the investor. Simple. Okay, now next question, what are the bootstrapping strategy or method? What are the bootstrapping strategy or method? So first one is reinvest karo net profit, we can reinvest or net profit. Second one, create a business plan. Okay, third one is a business idea should solve a someone's problem. Okay, otherwise there may be a neither a product nor a service. Simple. Or attract a mentor or a person who will provide guidance or recommendations or suggestions. Now last one, use the most networking opportunities and communications with a network of personal contact. Means what are the bootstrapping strategy, what are the methods of the bootstrapping? Simple, we have to reinvest in our net profit, we have to create a business plan, we should have a roadmap for our project. Now a business idea should solve the someone's problem. Simple. Or fourth one, we have to attract a mentor, they will advise us, guide us, recommend us. Now fifth one, we have to create a network with our family, friends, so they will help us to grow our startup. Now next question, characteristics of a project report. So it acts as a guide for an entrepreneur, it is a systematic approach for investment decision. Okay, what are the characteristics of a project report? First one is it acts as a guide for an entrepreneur. This is a systematic approach for investment decision. It is a written document. Simple. It is prepared after collecting all the completed information. It is a mirror of various information. Simple. It is a mirror of various information. Economic viability of a project can be evaluated easily. Okay, various aspects of a project are tested with the help of experts. Various aspects will be tested with the help of the expert. Now last one, project report is a suggestive because it gives a clear suggestion for selection of a project. Simple. You have to learn the 8 characteristics of a project report. Now next question, what are the need and objective of a project report? What are the need and objective of a project report? First one is purpose. Project report is just like as a roadmap. You should have a purpose. Simple. We have to prepare the project report when we have a purpose. Simple. We will prepare the project report when we have some purpose. Okay, second one is target market. Third one is market ka approach. Fourth one is market rivalry. Fifth one is selecting the best investment proposal. Sixth one, tracking. Seventh one, visibility. You have to just write 7 points. Okay, so what are the need and objective of a project report? First one is purpose. We have to clear our purpose. We have to target our market ka approach, market rivalry, then selecting the best investment proposal, then tracking. We can track our current situation, current activity. Visibility. Project report gives the full insights of our project, means visibility. Simple. You have to learn the 7 point. Now next question, what are the content of a project report? What are the content of a project report? So background of the entrepreneur, or you can write general information, then promoters information, then location of a project, land and building. You have to provide description about land and building, and plant and machinery. You have to provide the information about plant and machinery. Utilities, raw material. You have to provide the specific requirement of a raw material, quantity, quality, rate, etc. Okay, simple. Manpower, how many manpowers are required, like we require skilled, we require semi-skilled, we require unskilled. So you have to provide every detail. Simple. Ki bhai, what are the content of a project report? First one is background of the entrepreneur, second one is general information, third one is promoter, location, land building, plant machinery, utilities, transport and communication, raw material, okay, manpower, product, market. Simple. Okay, now next question, how to formulate the project report. You have to just learn this question, how to formulate the project report or what information to be collected, uh, mm, 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 what information to be collected for preparing the project report, or how to formulate the project report, means how to prepare the project report. So first thing, we have to collect the general information. Second thing, project ka description. Third one is market ka potential, whether that product is whether that project can be viable for the market, okay, that product can be good for the market or not. Simple. Now capital cost and source of finance. Fifth one is assessment of working capital requirement. Sixth one is other financial aspect. Seventh one is economic and social variables. Eighth one is project implementation, means how we will prepare the project report or what information is required for preparing the project report. First one is general information, second one is project ka description, third one is market ka potential, fourth one is capital cost and source of finance. Okay, simple. Now fifth one, assessment of working capital requirement, ki how much working capital is required for my project. Other financial aspect like a projected balance sheet or cash flow statement we have to prepare. Okay, economic and social variables. And eighth one is project implementation, means a timetable for completion of a project. Simple, you have to learn the 8 points. Now we have chapter number 5, which kind of funding need, the first one is PCC. P means product development cycle, C means capital investment, and C means cash flow challenges. Means cash flow challenges means for meeting the requirement of expenses like operating expenses, labor expenses, overhead expenses. Simple. Or capital investment, if we want to buy a machine, then we want capital investment. Okay, product development cycle means converting our raw material into a finished goods, then we want fund. Simple. Now explain stage wise source of finance. So we have 6 stage. First one is idea generation. At this stage we can use our personal saving, or we can ask some amount of money from our family, friends, relative. And at pre-seed stage, at this stage we want raw material or machine to convert the raw material into a finished good. So at this stage we can take fund from family, friends, or we can start with our own saving, okay, or from the pitching events. Simple. And now third stage, seed stage. At this stage our product is at on a testing phase, means for testing purpose we want some amount of money. Simple. That is called a seed stage. Now validation stage means now we are checking the market ka condition, means whether my product is capable to meet the market ka competitor, or whether there is any demand for my product. Okay, so we want to validate our product. So at this stage we can take investment from the venture capitalists or angel investors. Okay, simple. Now fifth stage, early traction stage. Oh, before going for fifth stage, under seed stage we can raise fund from incubators. Okay, we can go for government loan, we can take investment from the angel investors, or we can go for crowdfunding. Simple. Now early traction stage, at this stage we have launched the product in a market, and now we want to grow our customer coverage, or we have to increase the sales, okay, revenue, or app downloads. So at this stage we want fund from the venture capital fund or from the venture capitalist, or we can raise fund from the bank or non-financial companies, non-financial banking financial companies, okay, or venture debt fund, venture capital fund, venture capitalist, or from the bank or NBFCs. Okay, everything I have already explained you in a class. Now we are just reading the head point, or just revising the head point. Now scaling. Now we are just expanding or scaling our business from one city to another city, one state to another state, or one country to another country. So we want fund from venture capital fund or from the private equity or investment firms. Simple. Okay, we have 6 stage. First stage is idea generation. Here we will use our own fund, or we will take from family, friend. Pre-seed stage, we will use our own fund, or we will take fund from the family or friends. At seed stage we will take fund from incubators or government ka loan schemes or angel investor or crowdfunding. Okay, or at validation stage they have not provided a, your study mat has not provided any information. So just you have to write this one line or two line ki our prototype is ready, means our model or sample is ready. Now we want to validate our product. That means we have to check whether my product is having any kind of demand or not. Simple, you have to just write one line. Okay, now at fifth stage, early traction stage, we can raise fund from the venture capital fund or from the bank or NBFCs or from the venture debt funds. Now at scaling stage, we can raise fund from venture capital fund or private equity investment firms. Simple. Okay, now next question, state the steps to start up raising. State the step to start up fundraising, means what are the steps for raising a fund for the startup. So first one is assessing the need of fund, why we want fund. Second one, assessing the investment readiness, we have to prepare the answers. Investor may ask me investor will ask the question, so I have to prepare with my answers. Okay, now preparation of pitch deck, I have to prepare the presentation. Then investor ka targeting, whether I should take a loan from the business, whether should I take a loan from the bank, or whether should I take investment from the venture capitalist, or whether should I go with angel investors. So I have to target my specific investors. Now due diligence by the interested investor, they will check my due diligence, like my terms, my legal documents, or many other documents relating to balance sheet, P&L, financials, etc, etc. Okay, now term sheet, the terms and conditions. Simple. For raising the fund, we have to follow the 6 steps. First one, assessing the need of the fund, why we want fund. Then assessing the investment readiness. Okay, you have to prepare for everything. Now we have to prepare the presentation. Now investor ki targeting, ki whether we should go for a loan or whether we should take fund from the venture capitalist. Okay, simple. Or due diligence by the interested investor, they will check our due diligence. Now sixth one is terms and conditions. Okay, now next question, what are the methods of financing a startup? What are the methods of financing a startup? We can take self funding, okay, from our own saving. Second one is crowdfunding, we can raise fund from the large number of peoples, they will contribute us a small amount. Now angel financing means individual investors will invest in our company or in our startup. Now a small business credit card means we can take a credit card from a bank, or family or friend circle means we can take fund from family, friends, okay, relative. Venture capital or venture capital fund, both are different. Okay, simple. Venture capitalist means they will directly invest in your startup, or venture capital fund means they will take investment from the investors and they will invest in many startups. Simple. Okay, venture capital fund or venture capitalist. Okay, fund from the business incubator and accelerator, you can raise fund from the accelerators, okay, or from the business incubators. Okay, now next question, what is crowdfunding? You have to write one line. What is crowdfunding? By raising fund from the large number of people who each contribute relatively a small amount. So you have to write this line. Okay, now there are two types of crowdfunding. First one is donation model, second one is investment crowdfunding. In donation model, we will get a special price or we will get some reward only. In investment crowdfunding, we will take equity ka hissa or we will take a interest on debt. Simple. Okay, means we will take some amount of profit from that startup if we are investing in that startup. Okay, now what are the advantages of a crowdfunding? Okay, so we have 6 advantages of a crowdfunding. First one is marketing technique. Second one is it's less risky. Third one is brainstorming. Fourth one is easier than traditional application, it is easier than the traditional application. Fifth one is opportunity of pre-selling. Sixth one is no penalty. So what are the advantages of a crowdfunding? First one is marketing technique. Just repeat, marketing technique. Less risky. Brainstorming. Easier than traditional applications. Now fifth one, opportunity for pre-selling. Sixth one is no penalty. Now disadvantages of a crowdfunding. So first disadvantage is inflexible means we can't change the description, terms and conditions, okay, or can't change the allotment time period. Simple. Inflexible. Second one is false or negative result. third one is time consuming. Okay, fourth one is administrative and accounting. We have to do accounting for everything. Idea theft, lack of transparency, and access to fund. So we have a mnemonic. A for Alia, ALIA. If A means administration and accounting. Okay. L for lack of transparency. I means idea theft. A for access to fund. Simple. Okay. Alia fit. F means false and negative result. I means inflexible. T means time consuming. So these are the disadvantages of a crowdfunding. Now starting on chapter number 6. Explain the concept of a big data. Big data means it's a collection of a data in a used volume. Simple. You have to learn first line only. It's a collection of data with use in volume. Okay. Now explain the process of the data analytics. Recognizing the problem or question. First thing, after becoming CMA, what to do? Now you are confused about your career. Ki recognize the problem or question. That is a question ki what to do. Now second one is reviewing the previous finding. Reviewing the previous finding is you will ask your seniors ki now what to do. Okay, they will provide the solution, like you can go for a job, you can do a business, you can follow your passion, you can do further studies. Simple. Model the solution. They will provide the solution. Then select the variable. You have to select whether you are going with job or you are doing practice or business, blah blah blah. Okay, if you have selected the job, now you will collect the data. You will collect the data relating to job, like in which company I want to go, in which what is the interviews ka procedure. Okay, simple. Collecting the data, then analyzing the data. You will prepare for interview. You will select a specific company, like I want to go in this company. Okay, simple. Okay, then act on the result. Then you will go for a interview or present or act on the result. So simple. We have a 6 process of a data analytics. First one is recognize the problem or solution. Second one is review the previous finding. Third one is model the solution and select the variables. Fourth one is collect the data. Fifth one is analyze the data, and sixth one is present and act on the data or act on the result. Simple. Okay. Now types of data. You have to learn this chart. Simple. The types of data. There are 4 types of data. First one is descriptive analytics. Second one is diagnostic analytics. Third one is predictive analytics, and fourth one is prescriptive analytics. Okay. Under descriptive analytics, it is divided into 2 parts. First one is ad hoc reporting. Second one is canned reporting. Diagnostic analytics, it is also divided into 2 parts. Discover and alert. Simple. And second one is query and drill down. Predictive analytics, it means predictive modeling. Second one is statistical modeling. Prescriptive analytics, it is divided into 2 parts: optimization and random testing. You have to just learn this chart. Okay. Now our next question, explain the data analytics ka technique. First one is regression analysis. Second one is factor analysis. Third one is cohort analysis. Fourth one is Monte Carlo simulation model. Time series analysis. Okay. So we have 5 types of data analytics ka techniques. First one is regression analysis, factor analysis, cohort analysis, Monte Carlo simulation model, time series analysis. Repeat. Regression analysis, factor analysis, cohort analysis, Monte Carlo simulation model, time series analysis. Simple. Now advantages of data analytics: improved decision making. Advantages of data analytics: first one is improved decision making. Second one is effective marketing. Third one is better customer services, and fourth one is more efficient operation. Improved decision making, effective marketing, better customer services, and more efficient operation. Simple. Now next question, which is very easy question. Application of data analytics, where we will use the data analytics. For transportation we can use, for logistics we can use for web search, internet, Google, chat GPT. Okay. Or AI can use the data analytics. In manufacturing we can use, in education we can use the data analytics, in healthcare sector or for research and development purpose, in digital marketing or fraud or risk detection. In bank we can use the data analytics, or for Google ads. Okay, we can use the data analytics. Means everywhere we can use the data analytics. In every field we want data analytics. Simple. Okay, now we have chapter number 7. You have to write 7. Okay. in chapter number 7 you have to learn what is sustainable revenue model. So sustainable revenue model creates a value for its stakeholder without depleting the natural, social and economic resources. Okay, so you have to learn this triple line, triple bottom line. I have already explained you about triple bottom line. For MCQ you have to learn the triple bottom line. We have triple bottom line. So first one is economic. Second one is environmental, and third one is social. So economic means profit, okay, environmental means planet, and social means people. You have to learn this. Okay, economic means profit, environmental means planet, and social means people. So this is a triple bottom line. Okay, now this is a homework for you. You have to learn this question. Well, this is chapter number 9. Okay, what is a startup? So you have to learn the definition of a startup. Definition of a startup is given by the DIPP, Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. So what is the meaning of a startup? Startup means any entity incorporated and registered in India. Which entity? Private company, private limited company, or LLP, limited liability partnership company, if incorporated and registered in India, means it is registered under the Companies Act 2013 and not more than 10 years from the date of incorporation, means it has not completed the 10 year, means I can say that it is incorporated in 2020, 2019, okay, 2018, 2025, 2024, okay, 2026. So not more than 10 year has been completed from the date of incorporation, then that company can be called as a startup company. So all the 4 conditions we have to comply. You can write it and okay. Now third one, the annual turnover does not exceed 100 crore in any preceding financial year. In any preceding financial year from the date of incorporation, the annual turnover shall not be exceed 100 crore. And last one, a scalable business model with a good potential for generation of employment, means their motive is to generate an employment India, simple, or to go for innovation or to do creativity. So that is called a startup. This is a definition of a startup. They may ask in MCQ. Okay, now our next question, what are the problems faced by the startup? So first problem is lack of problem. They doesn't have a problem. Ineffective management. They don't have a management. Not able to raise the capital. They don't know how to raise the capital. Lack of marketing strategy. They don't know how to do marketing. A regulatory issue. There may be a problem in taking GST registration, FSSAI ka license or blah blah blah, or taking a company's registration, simple, or not getting the right resources. They don't know how to hire the employees, simple, so not getting the resources. So these are the problems which may be faced by the startups. Okay, now our module number 3 is completed. We have completed our module number 3 ka revision within 28 minutes. So you have to learn the important questions which I have explained in this video. Chalo, bye bye, take care and best of luck for your examination.